Welcome back to Heroes Next Door. Thank you all for watching. Today we are doing a midweek review. This is going to be the second in a series of two from OLIGHT. We originally did the OLIGHT headlamp and handheld light, but now we're going to be doing the gun-mounted light. So this one is going to be the OLIGHT B-A-L-D-R Baldr SBL, which is blue light. We're going to do an unboxing of this and see how it goes compared to the light that I use. Currently, I use a TLR Streamlight. I've used this for many years, have never had an issue with it. Occasionally, I do have to clean it, especially the lens on my weapon system, because it does sit a little bit beyond the barrel. So I do get a little bit of blowback that I have to clean, but other than that, I've absolutely loved the light. I do have an addition to the light for my trigger, but other than that, it's pretty much your standard TLR. There is no laser, it's just the light. It's been working well for me, so I'm going to kind of compare it to this. If you remember last week or a couple weeks ago, we talked about the other OLIGHT. This is the headlamp or regular light. So if you haven't seen that review, please go back and take a look at this. Excellent light to use. I'd highly recommend it. So if it's anything like this light, this new OLIGHT is going to be really good for my weapon system. So this is a disclaimer. There are going to be guns shown in this video. I do have a handgun and a rifle. However, they are unloaded. I don't have any ammunition in the room. Just to let you know for safety, it is unloaded, and so I can use it. So I took off my gun light. The other weapon system I'm going to use, this is a Glock 23, my favorite gun. I've been using it for years. My other light is going to be an AR platform by Primary Arms. I got a couple of different things. Trigger guard on it. Obviously, you can see it's unloaded. Got my mag well. So I got a scope, a red dot, and normally I run that Pelican light. If you go back to the other review video, I did talk about my Pelican light compared to this one. That's normally mounted up front. Again, I took that off and for the review of this video. So let's get started here. Oh, before we begin, do me a favor, hit subscribe, hit notifications so we can keep building this channel. You guys are doing a fantastic job on helping us out. All right, let's get into the light review. So once again, I'm using a Glock 23 unloaded, and we are going to be looking at the OLIGHT. I've used lights for many years on my weapon systems. I've changed them a couple of times. I used to use a red dot on the top for sights. I switched over to the Firefly, which is the sighting system that I currently have on this one. I love that. It glows in the dark. All right, opening the box, here's what we got. We got originally on the back side, you have the charger. Comes with a USB charger, so you don't have to use those 125 CLRs. I know using the TLR, that's what it uses, 2 of them. They last a long time. You know, they last probably 3 to 6 months, depending on how much I'm going to the range. But the thing is, you have to change them out. You got to pull off the back, you got to pull this off, and you have to be able to find those batteries. Many times I buy them in bulk. I buy them once or twice a year. I buy, you know, a case of 25 of them from usually the fire store or something like that. But you have to carry those batteries with you. This light does not. This is actually rechargeable. And just taking it out of the box, the size is the big difference in regards to the light. If you compare, top and bottom here, you got almost a third of the size of what the TLR is. Obviously, they do make some different TLRs now, but the OLIGHT right out of the box is pretty small, compact. Back to the charging system, kind of get off track a little bit. The charging system is a magnet. If you take this little magnet here and just kind of even bring it close, you can see it kind of pull its way down, and it magnets right to that, and all of a sudden now it's charging. So when you get your weapon system home, you just throw it next to the USB port, and all of a sudden it's charging. This is out of the box. I did not charge it yet. I think it has some charge in it, but we'll find out. So unlike the TLR, where you actually have to spin and tighten this down, this one actually has a lever system in order to tighten it down onto the rail. The other thing that I found when I was doing some research on these is the rail system actually moves and actually can be removed from, so you can leave your rail on and just take off your light if you wanted to charge it that way. So you can switch it from either side. It does go on one side. If you turn it around, it flips on the other side. So depending on your preference on how you want that lever, do you want it forward or backward, you can adjust it. That's pretty cool to see. This light has a couple of different features that the TLR1 does not have. This one has a laser. This one has a light. It does not strobe as far as I know. I haven't read through the instructions yet, but when I was reading and I requested this, it did not have a strobe feature. But the one unique thing about this was one of the only laser lights that it comes across blue. I have red dot on my rifle. I also have green laser sight in, so I wanted a different color so I don't get the two confused or three confused. So I literally can put this on my rifle, use my red dot, use my green bore light for my sighting, and then put the blue dot on, and I can sight everything in all at once. So I thought that was pretty cool to see. Alright, so let's now take this and put it onto my Glock 23. This is my everyday carry and also my carry when I'm training. So what I'm going to do here is throw this on. Very simple. There it is. So it's got the notch in it, so it fits right in the notch just like every other gun out there. And so that's on. Just clipped right on. That's pretty simple. And now I chose to leave this in the backward position. As you can see here, as I put it on, if I have really long fingers, I can move that forward or backward as I see fit. So for those guys that have massive hands, this is actually pretty cool. You're not going to jam your finger up right on the trigger guard, and you can move it forward or backward as you see fit. Now I have tiny hands, no comments, but my tiny hands will fit right onto the trigger guard, which is why I went to the trigger light down here for the TLR, because I was having some difficulties hitting these lights with the TLR. So once that's on, I'm going to lock this down. It's a cam. That's a nice smooth profile. Fits right on, no problems. And how to do this is either just tap it forward or actually down. To tap it down once, turns it on. Tap it real quick, it turns it on and leaves it on. So if I tap and hold, it turns off. Tap and hold, it turns off. Once again, I'll do it this way. Tap and hold, turns off. Tap and hold, turns off. If I tap or I just tap it, it stays on. Right now I have the blue light on along with the light, but let me show you what the blue light looks like without the light. On my hand here, that's a blue laser. Definitely different from what I'm used to. I'm used to seeing green and red, but having a blue laser is pretty slick. So turn that back on. That's a blue laser with the light. You can actually see the laser through the light also, which is good. Or I can just do standard light with no laser. So once again, tap it, goes right off. I'm really liking that. It fits nice. It's not too heavy. It's nice and streamlined. You know, it doesn't seem to be falling off my weapon. So that OLIGHT is standing up. So the question I actually have for this is, will it fit in my retention system for my guns? Obviously, I have a couple different holsters. I have my everyday carry, I have an outside the waistband carry, and I have a drop holster. Right now, the only one that I use for the TLR in this gun is my drop holster. So let's try that. Let me pull these up real quick. I'll actually show you all the holsters. I have Safariland. I have, what's this one? You know, you get so many holsters over the years, you forget what they are. Galco in the waistband holder. And this one, I think, was a Blackhawk holster. So obviously it's not going to fit with that, so I would have to take that off to fit in my Blackhawk. This one too, it's not going to fit. You know, obviously I can order ones that hold that. I think this would be much better as an everyday carry with this light. It's streamlined across the profile. I love that fact. But I would have to definitely order a new in the waistband holster. So let's see if it actually fits my Safariland holster. It's a level 2 holster with a thumb retention. So, ooh, it's real snug. But yeah, she fits. Doesn't fall out. but I'd have to definitely loosen my tension a little bit. So let's actually loosen this up. That's a little bit better. So I like the fact that it fits though into the holster, so I don't have to get a new holster. If I have a light already, I'm going to loosen that up a little bit more. I'm sure I got a couple more adjustments down on the bottom I can do too. But you know, that's in there nice and snug. That ain't coming out. And that's what you want, especially with the drop holsters when they're down by your thigh, just above your knee. It actually should be between your hip and your knee. You don't want it hanging down by your knee because when you go to run, it just kind of shakes and rocks. So having a nice retention holster is good to have, especially when you're on the range and maybe you're going from place to place. So definitely like that. Fits nice and snug, just like the other one. So impressive. So that's kind of what it looks like on the Glock 23. I love that. But the fact is, I'm also going to probably try to put this on my rifle. So let's do that before we end here. So I'm going to pull this off. I just pull the lever, comes right off. I push the button, just like the other side, the button. You can get a good view of this. You just push that out and it opens right up. So let's take it out of the Glock. Get rid of my holsters here. And let's bring it up on my rifle. This is an AR platform by Primary Arms. I think I'm going to do this one up top, just to see if it actually works. So I'll put it next to my hand here, flip that back. So that was very easy to put on, and that way if I need to charge it, magnet goes right there, charge right in. Wonder if it actually gets in the way of my scope, which it does not. I don't even see it. You know, it's below my scope level. I have to bring my thumb up another inch and a half inch to even see the tip of my thumb. So that's not in the way. So looking at easy to use, my hand's right there. I like that. And my red dot sight, let's switch this over to put my blue dot on along with it. The blue dot and the red dot right next to each other, almost on top. It needs to be adjusted just a little bit, if you can see that. Let's just do the blue light there. You can't see my red dot, that's obviously in my scope, but the blue dot you all can see, and they're almost right on top of each other. So I need a little bit of adjustment. I have to go to the range and dial these in, but you can see how easy it was to transition from my rifle to my handgun and back and forth. You can put this on different areas. Forward, on the side, I got a mount on the side or front, whatever you guys would feel necessary. But that's nice and secure. That's not going anywhere. And again, if I wanted to adjust it, maybe that's where I wanted my platform, but my light needs to be moved up. I can actually just move my light up. It does on the side have windage for up and down, so I will adjust that laser as we need it. So, but just from that aspect here, I moved it forward a little bit more. So my light, my finger's right there. Very simple. On, off. I'm right there. No problems. I actually like that right there. Normally I run my Pelican light down below. I may keep both lights on there. Really brighten it up down there. Keep my Pelican light on the bottom and put this light up top and really blind whoever is coming into my house and I need to defend. So right now I'm just setting up so you guys can kind of watch me set up a little bit and then we'll take it from there. I'm not quite sure if I need to put these in a pot or I can just stick them in the ground, but I'll figure out a way to do that. So, all right, bear with me as I set up. So as you can see, I put them right in a row, 15 yards out and then another 15 yards after that. It's a decent shot. So what I'll end up doing is putting out some more cameras so you guys can get a view of what they look like. So I set up a range in my backyard just using the light to see how these pistol lights work well. I'm going to compare it between my Pelican that I use on my rifle, my TLR1 and the new OLIGHT. So let's do a comparison and see how it goes in the dark. All right, starting right from the camera, I got a target that's out there roughly about 15 yards, and I'm gonna shine my Pelican light at it. Boom, nice and bright. Y'all can see that, that's pretty easy. Even that far one, I can see that nice and easy. Great light to have, you know, going down range. You know, earlier I walked it out, you know, that's 30 yards out there. That's a good range to shoot at, and got plenty of light going down range. Let's switch over to my pistol light. Now I do not expect the pistol light to do as well, obviously, because pistols do not go as far necessarily, but you know, that's not what they're designed for. So I'm just gonna point it right straight out here. I'm gonna take one step away and then I'm gonna turn it on. So pistol light, not bad. That 15-yard one, I definitely can see that whole thing. Step off to the side, you can see the 30-yard one. Nice light, which is the reason why I use this light. This is an awesome light to use on my pistol. I've been using it for years. This one's probably about 8, maybe 9 years old. It's one of the first gen, so it doesn't have a whole lot on it, but it works really, really well, which is why I continue to use it. All right, next we are gonna go ahead with the OLIGHT. Same position, I'm just gonna turn it on. Wow, okay, right away. Oh, and I actually have the, I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but I have the laser on, and I can definitely see the blue laser through the white light. I can see that real nice and clear. This actually has a wider range than side to side than my other light did. So let's go back. Actually, let me turn the laser off for now. I'm trying to do this in the dark. Oop, went the wrong way. All right, so laser's off. Now I'm going to that 30-yard one, and again, I have a pretty good shot of that target out there. That's 30 yards out. I can clearly see the base, I can see the head. I definitely can put sights on that and get a good sight picture using this light. So I'm gonna switch it back to the laser. I kind of like that. Just the laser itself, you can see there. Okay, and the laser down there. You can see that right on that paddle at 30 yards. So the laser is really cool to see at night. You can actually see the laser go all the way across the yard as I follow this through. Follow that up the pole, at the paddle, follow that one up. So, but we are here to test the lights, and here's what we got. So this light is actually doing really, really well. I'm very impressed with it. Let me step out into the camera here so you guys can see me a little bit more. I'm very impressed with this light because it's such a compact light. It has the blue laser. It fits on my gun well. It's definitely worth the investment to get a new light. I'm gonna upgrade it. So I wanna thank you for watching. If you're ever interested in the OLIGHTs, go to their website. Once again, this was Heroes Next Door. This is a midweek review of doing the OLIGHT gun light. Do us a favor, hit subscribe, hit notifications so we can keep bringing you more. We appreciate everything that you're doing, and we'll see you again. Don't forget, every Saturday we release Station Cribs, Station Rigs, or Day in the Life. We'll see you then. Thank you.